I've just received August's comic Bento box. This month's theme is explosive for a couple reasons. First of all, there's $85 worth of graphic novels included in this box, which is pretty cool, but they're all from the publisher Dynamite. Now I'm going to go out on a limb here and imagine that that's because Blind Ferret, who also runs Comic Bento, has recently signed some sort of deal with Dynamite Publishing to put out or re-release issues of their Looking for Group comic book. So I'm going to guess that that's how this little arrangement came about, but still there's some great books in here, so let's take a look and see what we got. Okay, first up we have Vampirella. Now, my aunt bought me my first comic book when I was in first grade, and in all that time I have never owned a Vampirella comic until now. Partly because of the ridiculous name, and also partly because of the ridiculous costume. Alongside Lady Death, I always felt that Vampirella's costume was one of the most ludicrous female costumes in all of comic books. But at any rate, the artwork is actually pretty decent. I've never been big into horror-themed comic books, but this one looks pretty interesting, so I'll probably at least start to read it and see where it takes me. So next up, we have a graphic novel based on NBC's television series Grimm. I tried watching this and I couldn't get into this show, but my wife absolutely loves it. So while I probably will not read this, I'm willing to bet she's going to be really excited about this one. Continuing the sub-theme of this box, which appears to be kind of horror and supernatural stuff, we have a graphic novel written by Dean Koontz. I've actually read a couple of Dean Koontz's novels over the years, so I'm really interested to check out this this comic book. The artwork looks passable. It's not that great, but you know, it'll be enough to carry a decent story for sure. And finally, we have a very nice hardcover copy of The Complete Dracula, which I guess is the original Bram Stoker's Dracula, sort of remastered with some very nice painted artwork. The original story told in completion here. It looks very interesting. Again, you know, continuing with that sort of horror, classic horror and supernatural theme. Probably not something I would have picked up had I seen it sitting on a shelf. However, it's a classic story, and I'm fairly interested to see how it translates into you know, this graphic novel form. So there you have it for August's comic Bento box. Absolutely nothing I was familiar with in this box. Definitely all brand new stuff that I was exposed to. A lot of value there as usual. Comic Bento tends to be very consistent with the amount of value you get in each box. So if you'd like to get your own, you can check out the link in the description, and we'll see you next month.